Hello everyone, I'm Shivam Pasari and welcome to ASN Academy. So as you can see from the title of this video, in this video we'll solve another good question from the topic of probability, and the question has been taken from the book of Higher Algebra by Hall and Knight. Now the question is as follows: 3 squares of a chessboard being chosen at random. What is the chance that 2 are of one color and 1 of another? So this is our question, and I would like you to try this question first by yourself and then come back to the video for the solution. So according to a given question, it is given that 3 squares of a chessboard being chosen at random, what is the chance that 2 are of one color and 1 of another? So we have to select 3 squares out of a chessboard. Now in total we have 8 rows and 8 columns in a chessboard. So we have 8 into 8, 64 squares in a chessboard. Now we have equal number of black squares and equal number of white squares in a chessboard. So we will have 32 black squares and 32 white squares in a chessboard. Now what we have to do is we have to select 3 squares. So out of 64 we have to select 3. So it is 64C3. So the total number of ways in which we can select 3 squares out of a chessboard is 64C3. Now that is our denominator. Now we have to find our numerator. Now what is the chance that 2 are of one color and 1 of another? So in how many ways we can do that? We can select 2 black squares and 1 white square, or we can select 2 white square and 1 black square. So in how many ways we can do that? Now if we look that, if we have 32 black and 32 white, then the number of ways of selecting 2 black and 1 white square and 2 white and 1 black square will be equal. So we just have to find for any one of it and we multiply it with 2. So in how many ways we can select 2 black and 1 white square? So it is 32C2 into 32C1. So this will count for selecting 2 black squares out of 32 black squares, and this will count for selecting 1 white square out of 32 white squares, and we simply have to multiply it with 2 to count for the number of times we can select 2 white square and 1 black square. So this is our numerator, and we'll divide it by our denominator, that is 64C3. Now let's open it. So 32C2 can be written as 32 into 31 divided by 2 factorial, that is 2, into 32C1, that is 32 into 2. So this 2 and 2 will get cancelled. So in our numerator we will have 32 into 31 into 32. Now 64C3 can be written as 64 into 63 into 62 divided by 3 factorial, which will go in the numerator and will become 3 factorial. So it is 6. Now we can cancel out most of the terms. So 32 and 64 will get cancelled and we'll get 2 over here. This 31 and the 62 will get cancelled. So we'll get a 2 over here. Now this 2 and 6 we can cancel out. So we'll get 3 over here. And this 3 and 63 will get cancelled. So we'll get 21. And 2 and 32 will get cancelled. So we'll have 16. So our final answer comes out to be 16 by 21. So out of every 21 chances, we'll have 16 cases in which there will be a case where 2 are of one color and 1 of another. So that's how we got our solution. So what we did was we first calculated how many squares are there, that is 64. Now out of which 32 are black and 32 are white. Now we have to select that in how many ways we'll get 2 black, 1 white, or 2 white or 1 black. So first we calculated the total number of ways, that is 64C3, of selecting 3 squares out of 64 squares. Now then we calculated our numerator, that is in how many ways we can do this 2 black, 1 white, or 2 white, 1 black. So we'll have 32C2 into 32C1 into 2 because they both are identical. So finding out one, we'll get the same for the other one. So we got this, and by this we calculated our answer, that is 16 by 21.